Yes. Very good. Very good. Yes. Now tell me, which lobe is responsible for visual area? Means which lobe is known as visual area, responsible for our vision? I hope now my voice is a bit clear.
Yes, ma'am, your voice is clear.
Now tell me, what are brain stem consisting of?
Once again, repeat the question, madam.
What are brain stem consisting of? Brain stem consists of many parts. Okay, midbrain, pons, medulla, midbrain, pons, medulla, thalamus, midbrain, medulla, pons, spinal cord. Spinal cord is not brain stem. The midbrain only. If you are mentioning midbrain,
Then,
then what is the significance of mentioning thalamus separately?
yes, ma'am, got it.
Okay. Yes. So now tell me, what are the parts of midbrain? Good. Now everyone is answering. That's good. What are the parts of midbrain? Very good. On or any source in answering, then also it's okay. At least you're answering.
Breaking.
Right.
Ma'am, your voice is breaking.
Now it's okay?
Yes, ma'am. Can you tell
Yes.
again?
Now tell me. Yes. Now tell me, what do ventricles do in brain? What are the
Ma'am, again
functions
it is
of
breaking.
ventricles? Uh, What are the functions of ventricles inside brain? Help keep the brain क्या है buoyant and cushioned. Ashika, can you please explain yourself what you are trying to say? It do not store cerebrospinal fluid. It produces cerebrospinal fluid. Okay.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
And cerebrospinal fluid is stored, means not stored. We can
It produced
find this. Yes.
means ventricle produce the cerebrospinal fluid.
Yes. And where it goes finally?
Finally, go. It is um, subarachnoid space.
Yes. Very good. Subarachnoid space. Now tell me, what are the functions of temporal lobe? Very good. So, yes, good. It is responsible for hearing. Now, we will start today's session where we have left yesterday.
I think cerebrospinal fluid, ma'am.
This one, right? No, this ventricle. So, what is cerebrospinal fluid? It is produced by choroid plexus located in the lining of ventricles, surrounded by cuboidal epithelial cells. Plasma is filtered from the blood by the epithelial cells. Now, functions of cerebrospinal fluid are shock absorber, maintaining uniform pressure, exchange of nutrients and waste. Next part of brain is cerebellum. Okay, so cerebellum is situated behind pons and below posterior portion of cerebrum. So what are the functions of cerebellum? It coordinates voluntary muscle movement, posture and balance and visual perception. Okay. So I have already told you that you can add any function to cerebellum because it is the small brain, and it is controlling almost whole body. So learning and language is also function of cerebellum. Damage to it cause clumsy, uncoordinated movements, inability to carry out smooth, precise movements, obviously. Now, structure of nerves and types of nerves. Nerves are made up of bundle of axons that work together to facilitate communication between central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. This sentence I have already explained yesterday that what are called ganglion and what are called nerves. Can you please repeat the answer? What are ganglions?
Yes,
What
ma'am.
ganglion?
Ganglion means group of the cell body when meet together, that is called ganglia, and group of the uh, neuron terminal where they met, it is called nerves.
It's not neuron terminal. Neuron terminals could not be met at a place.
Axon terminal, ma'am.
No, axon terminals having different branches. So they cannot meet at one place only. The bundle of axons are nerves.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The thing is, neuron terminal is this is a axon. And the neuron terminal will be these. These are the could be branched. The nerves are branched. Sorry, the axons are branched. Okay, like this, axons are branched. So it is cord-like structure. Obviously, when the axons will be branched, it will appear like a cord-like structure. Each nerve is covered on the outside by a dense sheath of connective tissue called epineurium. Same we have seen in case of muscles. What are the outermost layering of muscle?
Epi, epimis, epimysium, ma'am.
Yes, you please be confident. You are right. Epimysium. Very good. So the same thing. The outermost layer is always known as epi, and the innermost layer is always known as endo. Anywhere, anywhere in the anatomy and physiology, the outermost layer is epi, and the innermost layer is endo. And if it is related to muscles, then myo myo word will be more representing. And it is here it is related to neuron. So neurium, epi, outermost, neurium, outermost covering of nerve bundle is epineurium, and peri is the middle one always. So beneath this is a layer of fat cells which covers the bundle of axons, that is perineurium. And surrounding each such fiber is endoneurium. Okay, means in this picture you can see that each axon, let me take the pen. Here, these are the single nerves. Okay, so when a single nerve is covered by a tissue, that is endoneurium. When the bundle of nerves is covered, then it is perineurium. And this covering is made up of fat cells. Now, when these bundle of perineuriums are covered, then it is known as epineurium. Okay. Now this complete portion is known as nerve. Okay. Similar angles, right? If you remember. So this is a transverse section of peripheral nerve showing the protective connective tissue coverings. Now, nerves are categorized into three groups based on direction that signals are conducted. Means in which direction the nerve is conducting the information, on that basis nerves are classified. And you all know the classification, that is afferent, which is sending the information to nervous system, efferent, that is sending information to peripheral nervous system, and mixed, that is both both the direction it is conducting. So afferent nerves conduct signals from sensory receptor to central nervous system. It is made up of bundle of sensory neurons. Obviously it is nerve, so bundle of sensory neurons which is conducting information from peripheral to central. Now, efferent conducts signals from central nervous system to target muscles and gland. It is made up of a bundle of motor neurons. Mixed nerves, it contains both afferent and efferent neurons. Okay, means, for example, suppose this is a nerve bundle and this is a mixed nerve bundle. So in this mixed nerve bundle, some of them will be sensory and some of them will be motor. Okay. So this bundle is mixed. Okay. So it contains both afferent and efferent neurons and thus conduct both incoming sensory information and outgoing muscle commands in the same bundle. At spinal nerves are all spinal nerves are mixed nerves and some of the cranial nerves are also mixed nerves. Okay. All the spinal nerves are mixed. How many pairs of spinal nerves are present in human body?
31 pairs. No?
Yes. So all those 31 pairs of nerves are mixed nerves. So 31 pairs of spinal nerves that origin from spinal cord, they leave the vertebral canal by pressing through intervertebral foramina. We have seen the structure of vertebra during skeletal system. There was intervertebral foramina at the site. So at the two sides, left and right, from those intervertebral foramina, what do you understand by the word foramina?
Ma'am,
The
that is
space through which the spinal cord passes.
Spinal cord pass through a different foramen, that is spinal foramen. That is different. That is longitudinal. That foramen is longitudinal for spinal cord, right? We are talking about, yes, what I had asked, that meaning of foramina, right? So meaning, yes, what is the meaning of foramina?
ma'am, can I say cavity?
Yes, we can say. Um, Let me check in Google. It's not exactly cavity. So you have seen what Google says?
Ma'am, can you rotate it?
Okay. So Google says that foramina means hole in bone. Okay. So there is a hole in vertebral column, means in each vertebra at right and left, through which nerves are releasing. Nerves are leaving the vertebral canal. They are named and grouped according to vertebrae with which they are associated. So, 8 pairs of cranial nerves, sorry, 8 pairs of cervical nerves, 12 thoracic nerves, 5 lumbar, 5 sacral, and 1 coccygeal. Okay. This is the division of spinal nerves. 8 pairs of yes.
Ma'am, eight cervical nerves or seven cervical nerves?
What do you think?
I think seven because according to Miss vertebra column, I think, but I don't know it will be wrong or right. All
Yes.
are all are ordering, but I think only cervical is not ordering. That's why I am asking.
Okay. So this is a skull, right? And this is first vertebra. Let me draw a bit. Little. So this is first vertebra. This is second vertebra. This is third vertebra. Fourth. We are having a smaller space. Okay. Here. Let's assume this is a skull. This is first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Okay. So this is skull. Now, between skull and first cervical vertebra, there will be a nerve. Pair of nerve. First and second, two. Second and third, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. Happened. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am. Got it, ma'am.
So it is starting, means the nerve is starting here before the vertebral column is starting. That is why it is 8. Okay. Before the vertebral column started, nerve released. One nerve released from there. One pair of nerve released from there. That is why in the starting it is one extra in cervical region. And it is ending here. You can see here in this picture. I hope you can see the picture clearly. So, and here you can see it is bundled like a horse tail. This structure is also known as horse tail because the nerves are very closely releasing here at lumbar region. because there is less space between the uh, fused vertebrae, and they appear like a horse tail. Okay. Now cranial nerves. There are 12 pair of cranial nerves originating from the inferior surface of brain, some sensory, some motor, and some mixed. They are numbered using Roman numerals according to the order they conduct to brain. Okay, so there are 12 pair of cranial nerves, and they are uh, named, means they are numbered on Roman number always. Okay, so 12 pair of cranial nerves, and they are numbered like 1, 2, 3, 4, always. Okay. And here you can see the all the cranial nerves where they are connected to brain. So what are those nerves? First of all, olfactory nerve. Olfactory nerve is related to sense of smell. So it is originated from the nasal cavity. Okay, and this is the only nerve which is in direct contact with the outer environment. This is the only nerve in body, I think, in cranial nerves, so which is in direct contact with outer environment. Okay, so the first cranial nerve is olfactory nerve associated with sense of smell. Second is optic nerve associated with vision. Third is oculomotor nerve. It is also associated with vision. It is associated with eyeballs, rotation of eyeballs, oculomotor, and the name itself signifies it is a motor nerve. So optic nerve is sensory, but oculomotor is motor nerve. Means optic nerve is sensing the visual sight, sensing the sight, and it is sending information to the brain. But oculomotor is receiving the signals from brain, and it is functioning the motor functions of eye. Next is trochlear, trigeminal, abductions, facial nerve, auditory nerve, hypoglossal, vagus, accessory nerve. Sorry, the ninth nerve is glossopharyngeal, vagus nerve, accessory nerve, and hypoglossal nerve. So these are the 12 pairs of cranial nerves, and according to their location they are numbered, and they are always numbered in Roman numeric, and either they originate from brain or they insert in brain. And the most important nerve, all the nerves are important, one of them are very important nerve, that is vagus nerve, which is the only nerve which uh, which is means coming, it is originating from brain, but the only cranial nerve which is coming uh, below, crossing the neck. The vagus nerve is the only cranial nerve which is crossing the neck and coming to the lower body. The vagus nerve is also modulating heart rate, respiratory rate, abdominal functions, kidney functions. So much functions are regulated by vagus nerve, that is 10th cranial nerve. Okay, in this picture you can see clearly brain from bottom view, cerebrum, olfactory bulb, optic tract, medulla oblongata, spinal cord and cerebellum, and all the origin or insertion point of 12 cranial nerves. Here is the table. You can see among those 12 cranial nerves, what is the function of which? Olfactory is sensory nerve. It is related to sense of smell. Optic is also sensory nerve related to sense of vision. Oculomotor is motor nerve, most eye movement. Trochlear is also motor nerve. It is also related to eye. So how many nerves we can find till now, which is associated to eye? 3: optic, oculomotor and trochlear. Next, trigeminal is facial sensation or mastication, means when we are chewing food or we are giving any type of facial expression, that is related to trigeminal nerve, and it is mixed nerve. Now abducens is a motor nerve and it abducts the eye. Now, here also one nerve related to eye we can find. So what the 4 nerves related to eye are optic, oculomotor, trochlear and abducens. Next is facial, which is mixed nerve. It gives facial expression and test. Vestibulocochlear. Cochlea is a portion inside the ear. Okay, so vestibulocochlear is a sensory nerve which senses the hearing, or one most important part of our ear, that it balances our body. Okay, so vestibulocochlear is also balancing our body so that we do not fall. Now, glossopharyngeal, both taste and gag reflex, means it is associated with our tongue. Vagus, it is both parasympathetic innervation and gag reflex. And accessory, motor, soldier shrug, and hypoglossal, it is also motor. It is related with swallowing and speech, means 2 nerves related to our tongue. Those are glossopharyngeal and hypoglossal. So you don't need to remember all these, just have a concept. Be specific that optic nerve you should know, that is it is related to vision. Olfactory, it is related to smell. And yes, let me tell you, trigeminal is the most I think it is the thickest cranial nerve, trigeminal. Okay, so here is a mnemonic that you can remember if you want to remember. One of the 2 athletes felt very good, victorious and healthy. To remember the names of cranial nerves. One of the 2 athletes felt very good, victorious and healthy. This is the mnemonic through which, if you want to remember all the names of cranial nerves, you can do. So we will go ahead. Next is spinal cord. So do you want to stop here or we should go on?
For me, okay. Let we can ask what are.
Okay. So is it gone? If anyone don't need to, if you need to stop, then please tell me at any time you feel it's over. So next is spinal cord. The
So
spinal
next is spinal cord. The spinal. Madam, to remember that motor sensor is that's also on code is there.
No, you don't need to remember all the things. If you remember, that is good. But I think you don't have to remember all the things. Just be specific with important things. The Vegas one, Vegas is very important now. Be specific with Vegas now. And some like olfactory related to sense of smell, it is sensory. Optic is sensory, it is related to sense of vision.
So we said
These are very
that these are
primary.
very that code is some said marry money, but my brother said big money matters most.
Big books matter more. Big money, not big money. Yeah, how can you mm, disclose the mnemonic here? If it is big money, then how can you disclose? You mean here some means
Some
S,
means
S for sensory, M for motor, and B for both, right? So if it is big money, then money comes on Vegas. And Vegas is both, means Vegas is mixed, not only motor. So big books matter more. So yes, that is also a good mnemonic. That is also a popular mnemonic. Some says money matter, but my brother says big books matter more. This is also a very good mnemonic. If you these mnemonics are up to you if you want to remember. And it is not very difficult. These are just 12. You can remember. But it's up to you. If you don't want to remember, that's okay. You have so many other things to remember. But if you have interest, you can. So, spinal cord is the elongated, almost cylindrical part of central nervous system, which is suspended in vertebral canal surrounded by meninges and cerebrospinal fluid. Okay, the same structure we have seen in brain. In case of spinal cord also, we can see that cerebrospinal fluid is present also in spinal cord and it is well protected by vertebral canal. The spinal cord is continuous above with medulla oblongata and extends from the upper border of atlas, first cervical vertebra is atlas, to the lower borders of first lumbar vertebra. Okay, so till from where to where the spinal cord is continuing from first cervical vertebra to lower borders of lumbar first lumbar vertebra. Okay, it is approximately 45 semi long in adult and it is about the thickness of little finger. Everybody's spinal cord is about the thickness of little finger. The spinal cord establishes link between brain and the rest of body. The nerves sorry. Yes. The nerves conveying impulses from brain to various organs and tissues descend through the spinal cord because the peripheral nervous system is originating from central nervous system only. The nerves Peripheral nerves means they are originating from spinal cord only. Okay, so nerves conveying impulses from the brain to the various organ and tissues descend through spinal cord. Similarly, sensory nerves from organs and tissues enter and pass upward in the spinal cord to the brain. The vice versa. Now here you can see the detailed structure. The vertebral body, intervertebral foramen. In this picture you can see here. This is intervertebral foramen, hole in the vertebral column. In between two vertebral body, you can see intervertebral foramen is present. And the structure of vertebra you have already learned during skeletal system. And the disc, intervertebral disc in between two vertebral body, and at the middle of that disc, annulus pulposus. Sorry, the disc is made up of annulus fibrosus, and at that middle of that disc, annulus pulposus, a jelly-like structure. Now, this is in this picture you can see the spinal cord is going through the spinal column, and the nerves are releasing through spinal foramen. Sorry, vertebral foramen. Okay.
Which intervertebral foramen? Spinal cord is moving.
Yes.
Yes.
So here in this picture, you can see a detailed view how spinal cord is layered. Okay, so meninges covering spinal cord. 3 layers of meninges surrounding spinal cord and spinal nerve roots. The same dura mater, arachnoid matter, and pia matter. Subarachnoid space lies between the arachnoid matter and pia matter. It is filled with cerebrospinal fluid. Okay. So between arachnoid matter and pia matter, subarachnoid space is present just like in brain, and it is filled with cerebrospinal fluid. Now here in this picture, you can see the layers: dura matter, arachnoid matter depicted by green color, then the outermost layer, that is dura matter, and then the arachnoid matter, that is depicted by green color, then the pia matter, and the pia matter is depicted by little bit reddish pink. Then in between arachnoid and pia matter, subarachnoid space filled with cerebrospinal fluid, and inside the spinal cord you can see white matter and gray matter, and yes, these are the structures of vertebral column, you all know. So here, this is a transverse cut section of spinal cord. You can see, let me take the pencil. क्या हो गया? Yes. So, what we have seen in case of brain, that gray matter is surrounding, means it is the outer side of brain, and the inner portion is consisting of white matter. But in case of spinal cord, it is opposite. The gray matter is residing inside and white matter is residing outside. So you can see in this picture, this H-shaped or butterfly shaped structure, that is gray matter in spinal cord, and the outside you can see that it is white matter. And from these horns, okay, you can see it is H shaped, so we can see 4 horns, 1 2 3 4. So from these 4 horns, nerve roots are connected. Okay. And you can see motor neuron is coming at the frontal region, and sensory neuron is coming or connected to back portion. Okay. So in this picture, this is the front of spinal cord and this is the back. So in anatomical language, the harder portion is dorsal. So the at our back side, we can see our vertebral column is present. So we have already discussed this, that our abdomen is more softer than our back side. So in case of back side, it is the dorsal region. So dorsal means, in case of spinal cord also, we will use the term dorsal and ventral. So ventral is used for here as frontal region, and dorsal is the back portion. Okay. So these horns of gray matter are also known as ventral horn and dorsal horn, 2 ventral horns and 2 dorsal horns. And these sensory neurons are connecting to dorsal horns, dorsal root, and motor neurons are connecting to ventral roots. Okay. And I think it's okay about spinal cord. Any more question about spinal cord?
Then, ma'am, ventral root where is facing, is it hard, softened portion?
Ventral root is facing towards abdomen,
Yes.
and dorsal root is facing towards back side.
Okay, ma'am. Then our backside of vertebrae is the harder portion.
Yes.
Yes.
So any for this, we will continue the session. Any question? Any confusion? Any doubt? So let's wind up the class with prayer. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and a Namaskar Mudra in front of your chest. Inhale deep and long, be relaxed, exhale completely, loosen yourself, relax completely. Inhale deep and long, fix all the concepts on your brain. Release all the tensions, all the hesitations, all the toxins from your body and mind. Be peaceful, be stable, but energetic. Now, and up Namaskar Mudra in front of your chest. Once again, inhale and start the prayer. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति. Rub your palms. Put those palms on the facial muscles. Feel the warmth. Feel the energy. And open your eyes with a great smile on your face for the day. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am already left it.